Seems like Nicolas Cage's former San Francisco mansion is hitting the market for an insane bargain price. Now, 5 years ago, Cage bought the mansion for 12 million bucks, and let me tell you guys, 5 years ago, before the pandemic, $1 million was worth so much more than now because we didn't do all that crazy money printing. But after the money printing craze, everything got inflated. There's no longer a dollar menu. Cheeseburgers are like $2 to $3 at McDonald's. And then the mansion finally hits the market for $3.5 million. And has this home been sold yet? Absolutely not. Now, this home was pretty much bought and it's renovated. It also has a whole entire list of owners in the past half a century, and this mansion has always done really well. But now if you check out this mansion, nobody really wants it, right? It still looks fantastic, don't get me wrong. This is still one of the finest properties in all of San Francisco, but the reason why it's not selling is San Francisco has some of the highest crime rate I've ever seen. Like, I'm not joking when I tell you that car break-ins are probably the highest in all of the country, with Oakland being literally number one. So imagine buying a home 5 years ago for $12 million just so you could sell it for pennies on the dollar. I mean, you might as well make an investment in the stock market. And if you look into other properties like this one, it was just recently sold for $1.3 million. And the location is pretty decent. Now, the size of the condo is enormous, guys. It's like almost 1,800 square feet for just $1.3 million. I know people may be calling me insane about the price, but $1.3 million in a S-tier city like San Francisco is really not all that. If you go to Manhattan, 1.3 mil gets you like literally a studio, right? If you go to Singapore, 1.3 million will get you maybe a tiny 650 square feet condo in the suburbs, not even in downtown. And if you go to Sydney, 1.3 million gets you a one bedroom, right? So yeah, get the idea that San Francisco real estate is becoming more worthless than ever before. And the owner bought this in '01 for 1.25 million, sells it for 1.3. And guys, 21 years to 25 years ago, $1 million was worth a lot. Like in '01, $1 million was worth a lot. Like back in the old days, if you go to the suburbs, you could buy like 10 houses. And look at that now. Barely any price appreciation. In fact, I think the dude lost money because the HOA and property taxes are super expensive. I mean, '01. Just look at like the NASDAQ. You could have just bought a QQ ETF and you would have made like over 700% if you invested in the NASDAQ, then invested in this condo. And it just shows you how bad San Francisco real estate is. Everything's getting more expensive. The stock market is getting more pricey every single day. And you're telling me that I basically didn't make any money from this condo I bought over 2 decades ago? That's crazy. Guys, even in Hong Kong, if you go to Hong Kong and you bought a home in '01, now you're probably up about, 8 to 12 times the original listing price. Same thing in places like Australia, New Zealand, etc. And look at this. There's already a lot of alarms being raised over the stability of San Francisco's commercial real estate. Owners have handed the keys back to some of the city's most valuable real estate pieces, like, for example, the Westfield Mall, which lost $1 billion of market cap. This is supposed to be the biggest mall in San Francisco, one of the most prestigious ones in downtown. It's supposed to grab a lot of tourists, but the vacancy rates are 75%. Now, why is the vacancy rates at 75%, for example, at Westfield Mall? Because they keep getting robbed. How am I supposed to open a business if I keep getting robbed all the time? And even like American Eagle is so mad. They're suing Westfield because the security is so bad. It's not because they can't really get any business, but after so many robberies, I think everyone's kind of sick and tired of it. Not to mention the amount of tech workers leaving the area basically made any sort of condo sale very difficult. This is a very good condo in a very good location. It's like a boutique condo. I watched this launch back like 3 to 5 years ago. Not a single buyer. They still have over 100 condos that they need to sell. They've been on the market for years now. It's literally right next to the X headquarters and like guys like Uber and Reddit. But they can't sell it because all the rich tech guys have left. It's abandoned. And they're trying to transform it into rental so they can at least make some money from it. This is kind of sad. Like, even in places like New York City where people say there's like a massive exodus of people, you don't really see this kind of scenario. Only in San Francisco. Like if you go to Manhattan, yes, there is a lot of rich people moving to Florida, but the condo prices are still crazy expensive, and they still to this day hold their value very, very well. So it's not just a American city thing. I think it's a San Francisco thing. Like they really deteriorated the city to an all-time low. There's literally people smoking crack, there's people selling drugs, people doing fentanyl on the streets. I mean, Manhattan and the rest of New York is pretty bad, but not San Francisco bad. You know what I mean? So thanks for watching, guys. Comment below, and see you later.